knows?
And who the hell wants to know?
You like what you see?
Do I need to call security over here?
Stop being a punk.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? I am Wesley from ACONNECTIONTV.com and ACONNECTIONTV here on YouTube, the two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and I am here to give you my no-go review of Queen and Slim. A no-go review is pretty much short and simple. I am going to let you know if you should go to see this movie or if it's a no regarding this movie. So the rating that it will receive is a no or a go. If you're interested in learning more about my reviews or what I've been doing here on YouTube for the last decade, definitely follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and also subscribe to my online streaming network, ACONNECTIONTV.com. I call it the small version of what Netflix should be regarding diversity and inclusion. I write, produce, and edit, and act, all of the above, my own original scripted content, so definitely check that out on ACONNECTIONTV.com. I just had 2 projects that were accepted into America's Rainbow Film Festival in New York, and I have more projects that are going to be submitted to film festivals, so definitely support your boy. Now on to this review. Lena Waithe has been doing a lot in this entertainment world, moving mountains, making strides. You know, she is an African-American woman. She is lesbian. She's doing her thing, okay? Her work is appreciated and respected. Kudos, kudos, okay? I am a man that has been on this earth for 38 years, and I've had plenty of encounters, let me say, with the police. Most of my encounters have been with police that are Caucasian, okay? None of those experiences have been pleasant. All of the experiences have been unnecessary. Suffice it to say, I still live in this world, I still live in America, and I have my reservations with cops. I do. We live in a climate where just because of the color of your skin, you can be treated unfairly by people who are getting paid to protect and serve. And because I've had those experiences, no one's going to tell me anything different regarding how I should approach these individuals, i.e. the cops. Have I ever been disrespectful to them? No. Have I always wanted to be? You damn right. But because I know of the particular consequences that could go down if I am disrespectful or if I am whatever, I choose not to be, because I love my life and I do not like jail. I'm not a fan of slave movies and I'm not a fan of cop movies, but depending on who plays in them, I will go in support. I am at a point now, 38 years of living on this earth, where I'm tired of seeing slave movies and cop movies because there's just been so much. And I want to see more movies that just don't always showcase the black pain. You know, I want to see movies that showcase a little bit more than that. Or movies that are highlighted more than those types of films always are. I decided to go see Queen and Slim, and the main reason why I decided to go see Queen and Slim is because Lena Waithe is the screenplay, right? You also have James Frey on here as well, receiving credit. And then Melina Matsoukas is the director. She directed for Beyonce. She directed a couple of episodes of Insecure, and I love Insecure. I love Insecure, and I love all of Beyonce's work. So, okay, great. And apparently, Melina is half black. So, support. I support. Okay? And so that's all I wanted to do, because I just knew in my heart of hearts that this movie would be brilliant. So, we're going to break this into a couple of sections here, okay? First section that we'll dive into is the acting. We have Daniel Kaluuya and we have Jodie Turner-Smith, if I'm saying it right. Jodie Turner-Smith, yes. Queen and Slim, the 2 main protagonists. I thought their acting was flawless. I loved what they gave to the characters, and I could easily relate to Slim. And immediately she did her job, Queen, because soon as the first couple of sentences came out of her mouth, I hated her. And I was like, what is wrong with this chick? Like, why is she so negative and what is wrong with her? Immediately, I felt all of those emotions. I'm like, okay, we're in here. They get to the moment where the cop stops them, and I'm immediately enthralled because I've been there, done that multiple times. And immediately that cop, the guy that played the cop, I don't even want to shout him out, but the guy, whoever played the cop, did an awesome job. He was a complete a-hole, okay? But that moment where Daniel was like, can we wrap this up? It's kind of cold. I felt all of it. I love the chemistry between the two of them. Another notable mention is Bokeem Woodbine. Did a great job playing a stereotypical pimp. I was a bit annoyed seeing the character. I was a bit annoyed seeing the women that frolicked around him. I'm used to seeing this in African American film, and I'm just tired of seeing the same thing, but he did his job. He played his role, as did all of the women that played the strippers and the hookers or whatever, the women of the house. They played their role. So the acting, I did not have a problem with the acting in this film. Let's talk about the script. The script in this film, definitely relative. There are some moments that don't make sense to me. I've been in very peculiar situations in my life, and the outcome never was what I guess someone would typically think, but come on. Like, these two are on the run, and the decisions that they decided to make were just a bit far-fetched for me. Like them leaving their wallet and keys in the other car. What? Like, what are we doing? So there were some spots in the script where I was just like, really? Would that really happen? Are we serious about this right now? And there were some choices that Lena Waithe made, or I don't know if it was Frey made, that I just didn't particularly care for. It didn't make any sense to me. But overall, I will say that the script is solid. The script is solid. Directing, beautiful. Beautiful direction. Beautiful cinematography. Radcliffe, beautiful cinematography. It was great seeing this movie. I myself, being a budding director / cinematographer, it's very difficult to light brown-skinned folk. Extremely difficult. At points, it pisses me off because you need lighting on these folks. And there was a moment where they were driving at night in the car where it was a bit like all I saw was like where my hand is covered. Like I just saw this part of their face. And although I wanted to see more, I liked what they did with it, and it was realistic because that's what you're going to see. You're not going to see much because brown skin, So cinematography was amazing. Direction was amazing. Overall movie, let's talk about that real quick. And I'll try not to make this a long review, and I'll give my rating at the end. And this is not a spoiler situation. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I'm sure you probably have already seen the movie by now, and if you haven't, then okay. But the movie overall, I feel like this movie did not need to be made because I've seen this already. I see it play out in the news every single week, every single month. I know this story already. I know this story already. So if I'm going to support this story, I want to see a different ending. I want to see an alternate ending. I want to see a fantasy. Queen and Slim are not depictions of real people that have ever existed. Their Queen and Slim aren't attached to actual people's names. So it's a fictional story. So we could have went anywhere with this particular story, Lena Waithe. We could have went anywhere with this. And so in my mind, I'm like, she has two diverse checks off. She's going to give me something different. I'm going to see something different. I don't want this to be a pain-stricken movie just for sake of being a pain-stricken movie. And I don't want it to be Oscar buzz because black people are depressed and black people are suffering and black people are dying at the hands of cops and black people. And I don't want that to be this kind of movie. I'm hoping that it's not this kind of movie, but it ends up being that kind of movie. I was sold on Queen and Slim all the way up into the end. Actually, kind of, not really, because throughout the story, they're on the run And then, like I said in the script, there's some things done in the script that I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. But they stop to frolic with the horses. They stop to go dancing. They stop here. They stop here. But then, like 2 minutes after that, they're like, oh, we can't do this. Oh, we can't do this. Let's stop. Oh, we can't do this. Oh, we can't do this. Let's stop. Oh my God, we shouldn't do this. But let's stop. Like a lot of the decisions that they were making just did not make sense. And I feel that there were moments in the movie, overall movie, because that's the category we're on, where it dragged. And I was like, wow, there are so many transition scenes in this, so many landscape transition scenes in this. Do I really need to see every city that they enter just so y'all could fill this film up a little bit more? Like, that's what I felt. I felt like we had a scene and then I had like 30 shots of the landscape to transition into another scene that was kind of repetitive, and then I had like 30 more shots of landscape. I'm like, why? Like, what are we doing? I didn't understand that part in the overall movie, overall story. Okay, I thought it was powerful that we had some black folk helping out Queen and Slim. I thought that was powerful. I feel like we need to see more of that. We don't see a lot of that. We need to see more of that because it is possible. You know, being a black person myself, we always say, you know, blacks don't support blacks, and it's true. And a lot of life, period, is just true. You know, there's a lot of people that don't support people, but there are those individuals that support each other within the culture, within the race, and I think that oftentimes that's not showcased enough, okay? And so for me, I loved seeing some of the black folk supporting Queen and Slim. And then you saw some people that didn't support them, but still kind of like helped them out. It was amazing that they had 2 black cops in this film actually supporting Queen and Slim, because I've never seen that in real life. But I know it exists, I've just never seen it in my life. So it was cool. I was cool with that. We get through all of this only to get to an ending, which immediately I was fueled with rage and caps. I wasn't the only one that walked out of my theater, and I wasn't the last one that walked out of my theater. I wasn't the first and I wasn't the last. But there's a moment that happens at the end where there's this revelation, this ultimate reveal. And at that point, I checked out, completely checked. I was pissed, okay? Pissed off to the highest level of passivity, because I'm like, I could not understand how we have, so what I've been told, a half black director and a black writer write the ending of the movie the way that they did. I left the movie depressed. I left the movie hoping and praying that a cop would not stop me and pull me over, because I would have probably ended up in jail. And I got emotional watching that movie. Why did I get emotional? Wes, it's just a movie. Because when you've been a victim of racial discrimination regarding police, people that are paid to protect and serve, it does something to your mind. It does something to you. Well, it does something to me. Let me just say that. Everybody's different, okay? And where I'm not out here hoping and praying for every cop's death or passing, I'm not out here hoping and praying to come across any of them. I'm just not, okay? And so when you give me a movie that will give me some, will shine a light on how life is realistically, I'm cool with that. But I'm tired of seeing black people die. I'm tired of seeing a struggle. I'm tired of seeing depression or depressing things or things that could make me depressed. I'm tired of it. And I feel like it is the creator's responsibility for the position that they are in Hollywood to shine a light on a positive note sometime, or more so than not. Okay? And so I say all of that to get to my rating. I've been trying to figure out what I was going to rate this movie ultimately, and if I felt like it was worth going to see. Based on how I left the film, depressed, angry, let down, I'm going to say that I feel like I wasted my money going to see this movie. I asked, as a creative myself, I asked myself, what was the point in seeing this movie? What was the point? Did I need a light to shine on the fact that we hurt ourselves in our community? I don't need that. I'm an intelligent brother. I've been through a lot in life. I don't need someone from Hollywood shining a light on the fact that within our culture, within our race, we go against each other. I don't need that light shined on me, baby. I've seen it enough, okay? And so for me, but that's my story. Some people need to see that, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why you would need to see that. In the climate of where cops are killing black folk every other day, I don't know why we then need to throw on top of that cultural divide and racial divide, and we need to watch our own backs against our own people. I don't know why. I don't know why. But hey, it was her choice. I'm gonna give the movie a no. It's a no for me on my NoGo rating. I'm supposed to be doing these reviews with Douglas, and hopefully he'll come on board soon enough so you can get his take. Two different personalities, two different minds. But yeah, it's a no. It's a no for me on Queen and Slim. I'm disappointed. And I really, that movie was very personal to me, and I was extremely let down by the two creatives. It is no other way to go around it. Now, everything outside of the ultimate story in the movie is grade A. The acting, the script is like a C+. Direction, cinematography, grade A. Acting, grade A. Amazing. I can acknowledge all of those pluses and pros. But the major con is the overall movie. It's no point. There's no point to it. There's no point. I don't know if the point happened when I walked out before the credits came up. Apparently you find out their real names at the end of the movie. But other than that, what was the point? What would be the point of caring about Queen and Slim with that ending? What would be the point of me sitting down for 2 hours with that ending? I just don't know. So it's a no for me. I'm Wesley from ACONNECTIONTV.com and ACONNECTION or here on YouTube. Do me a solid and follow. Hopefully you don't hate on me. If you love the movie, you love the movie. If you saw the movie, you saw the movie. You know, here at ACONNECTION.TV, we adopt similar connections despite our differences. But anyways, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and definitely check out my work, my creative work, at ACONNECTIONTV.com. Would love to hear your perspective. Deuces.